Hey friends, it's Ben Jamison. Thanks for checking out Church Free Spirituality for this week. So we are on the fourth and final week in our series on lowering our standards to improve our quality of life. Today we're focusing on this idea of a life that's worthwhile, a life that's meaningful. What's the standard that we have set around our life being worthwhile so that we look back at the end of our life and say, God, that was meaningful, that was a good life. One of the things that we do to ourselves, that I certainly do to myself, let me speak personally, is that I set standards for myself around a valuable life that are impossible to achieve. I've got my book, Church Free Spirituality. You've heard me talking about it a lot. It's a great book. I'm not just saying that because I want to promote myself. It's a great book. I learned so much writing that book. I learned from it every single time I read it going through edits. Every single time I engage with that book, I learned something and I am benefited by it. And yet part of me says, if that book doesn't sell 100 million copies, it's not successful. Friends, that is a standard that is completely beyond my control and completely unreasonable to achieve. If I set that standard to say if I impact one life, that book will be a success, then friends, it was a success before it was even done because it impacted my life to write it. And when I take that book out to the world with it already being a success, how much more likely is it that the right people will show up at the right times to expand that success, to make it beneficial for more people, than if I have this standard that says it's not successful yet because I haven't sold enough, because I haven't had a big enough impact on the world that I can see, that I can understand, that the world then tells me how great I am. That's so often the standard that we carry unconsciously, is that if our contributions to the world are not so great that they are lauded on the news, then we aren't good enough. So I want to share a quote from Mother Teresa so that we can lower our standards on what it takes for us to look back at our life and say our life has been good. Mother Teresa says, "Not everybody can do great things, but everybody can do small things with great love." What if that was your standard? That to the very best of your ability, you do everything that you do every day with great love. Knowing that to the best of our ability means that we are going to forget and that we are not going to do well with it at times. We are not going to have love anywhere near our experience at times, and that's okay. Because we remember when we remember, we bring love back in. When we bring it back in, we hold on to it as long as we can. We do whatever it is, whatever small thing we do with great love. What if that were your standard? Because here's the interesting thing, and here's where I disagree with Mother Teresa. Not everybody can do great things, but everybody can do small things with great love. Friends, as soon as you do something small with great love, it is no longer a small thing, it is a great thing. Because the love that you bring to it makes it great. Think about it. We talk about spirit, we talk about God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, we talk about it as unconditional love. If we do everything that we can, to the best of our ability, to bring loving to everything that we do, we are embodying our divine nature. Who out there watching has ever felt loved before? You felt loved before, it feels great, it feels uplifting. What are you able to do because you feel loved? What does that drive you to do? How are you able to enjoy the world more? What new ideas come into your experience because you have that sense of love surrounding you? And if you bring that to everything you do, the amount of people who will be impacted by your love will be beyond what you could possibly understand, beyond what you will ever know. But if you simply let go of the idea of needing to know and just trust that because I'm doing this small thing with great love, it becomes a great thing, then a great life is guaranteed. So friends, what is your standard for what it takes to have a great life? How can you lower it to guarantee that right now, not even 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road, however many years down the road, but right now, you look back and you say, this was a great life. And I don't have to do anything else to make it a great life because my standard is such that it already is a great life. And if it already is a great life, then the new vistas of greatness for your life are opened up because you're coming from greatness at the very beginning rather than not enoughness that you have to build up to claw your way out of to get to something great. Friends, our standards determine the quality of our life. Set those standards low in areas like wealth, like having a good day, like having a meaningful life, so that you guarantee the affirmative in all of these areas, and your quality of life will be limitless. Thank you so much for checking out Church Free Spirituality this week. Feel free to comment down below. We'll have a conversation. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, you can go deeper by getting that great book I mentioned, Church Free Spirituality, on barnesandnoble.com or Amazon. Thanks, friends. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.